Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Frostadamus. Yesterday I released my UI video for the UI I'm using on my mage. I had a lot of requests for it, but before that I had a lot of requests to release a more modern UI, like the one I used on my DMist guide for priests. And since this channel has grown so fast in the past week, we have a lot of subscribers now, and I decided to make a more modern UI look, which is this one. You'll see it out in a second, for all of the subscribers, so they can have an option to choose from and everyone will be satisfied. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. This add-on is an ElvUi look-alike copy, something like that. This add-on was very popular in Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm versions. I got it from the Elysium project forums. There's a guy working on it there. It's called RisenUi. I took it and I redesigned it, added some extra features to it, and this is the final version. I will release the folders with a configuration and an easy setup guide I'll show you in a moment, which can install it in less than 1 minute. Now, after this video I will make a more in-detail guide for people that want to personalize their interface, and I'll take each add-on from this pack and show how to customize and go to an in-depth guide for every add-on. But until then, stay tuned. This UI, it's already made. It has all the features required for you to play, except 2 add-ons which you might want to add. I didn't add them because they're fucking up with the interface folder, with the WTF folder, the vanilla guide and the questy for leveling. I will provide links separately for them and you will add them in the folder, because if I make the savings for the WTF folder, it will be stuck. For example, the vanilla guide, it will be stuck for Horde or Alliance only. So yeah, let's jump right into it. I'll show you how to configure it. So let's exit game. Now you must have a fresh copy of World of Warcraft. I made one here. Or if not, use your current World of Warcraft copy, remove the WTF, the interface and the fonts, save them somewhere in another folder. You will download this add-on and you will extract it. This is what you'll get. Go to the README first. Here you have a small guide, a fast guide, and you have all the cooldowns, all the commands for the add-ons included, mostly all the add-ons included in this UI. Make sure you're using a 1920 by 1080 resolution. If not, you'll have to configure it yourself. This is what I made it for, to look nice. And I'll talk about this in a future video. Now you go copy all the 3 folders, interface fonts and WTF. Go to your fresh World of Warcraft copy, paste them here. Actually, it took me some while to make this UI, and I actually fell in love with it, and I'm gonna use it on my mage. I'm gonna use my old UI for PvP, because I'll make PvP videos in the future, and probably I'll use this one for, for raiding. Now you go to the WTF folder, enter the account folder, and here you'll have account name in caps. So that means you have to put your account name in caps. Then you enter the account. You have the realm name folder. So renaming exactly how it looks on your login screen. I'm gonna use it on my mage. I made it on a different server, on a different character, so I want to see exactly, show you exactly how it will look on your screen when you log in. Remember that this one doesn't need any configuration, so if I start talking about add-ons and how to do things to them, they're already configured, so you don't need to go to your character name and rename to your character. You don't need to work anything on it. Frostadamus, okay. If you have extra characters, copy this, paste it here. Let's say you have an alt on the same server, rename it. Georgie is my alt, Georgie. Georgie is very famous on this channel, and you can do that for all your alts. If you have a separate account, copy all the account folder, make a new one and rename it, and then go rename the characters. It's easy, you'll figure it out. Now you're ready to go inside, and when you log into the screen, you will have to choose your realm, Kronos, and make sure all the add-ons are checked. If it's looking like this, like it should look, don't touch anything. We're gonna come back here and talk a bit about everyone, but I want to show you how it will look in game. Okay, let's go inside. And first loading screen will be a bit longer than the others because the game is creating new folders, but it wasn't that long. And here we have the add-on. Oh boy, I don't want to get aggro. Okay, it's looking exactly how it looked on my Warlock. The difference is that the color scheme is differently. It will be for every class. So warrior will have, a rogue will have yellow, hunter green, and the targets will be as they supposed to be. Now, the first thing I changed from the original RisenUi, which I will show in the next video, it's the chat font. I like it this more because it's more compact and more will fit on the screen. Let me show you. Font size 12. I increased the chat size. I moved a bit all the elements around here. I made an extra chat so the font provided by me will be available. You can rename it here and set it however you like, but I will use with bigger fonts. And if someone will type on the word, you would see his class color. If it's a warrior, if it's a rogue yellow, if it's a hunter green, and stuff like that. But first you have to shift click on them. So, or if they're your friends, they will appear as it should be, as you see. Now the next option we have, it's I modified to this. It's the unit frames. I made a little bit different aspect. I changed the size. I increased the /luf config. That's weird. /luf config /luf. If I say that one more time, there we go. Now this will look different in a raid. Each class will have their color. I added some options that will not be crowdy or ugly looking. It will look very nice. It's the size of the chat. It won't interfere with your interface. And if you use this for a raid, you should do /ktm guy show. Keep in mind that you don't need to modify anything to this interface except the vanilla guide and questy. You have everything, even big wigs you have there. You have the KTM. Now the damage you do will be like, I want this interface, it's different, totally different than the default interface. It doesn't keep anything from the default interface. So let me show you something here. First, when you jump in the game, go to key bindings and make your key bindings. And I'll show you why in a second. Just let me make it. There we go, F3, F4. And you have to scroll down and you have to search for the ring menu. I integrated the ring menu in this. And there we have it. You bind it on a key and this will pop out. I added the black texture to it so it will match the UI. Let's make a mana ruby. And I'll show you how the damage will look in 1 second, and the heal will look quite the same. Oh boy. One moment. I got complaints on my previous video that I don't respond to people, which is incorrect. I just don't do them during the videos. So the damage will look like this. As you can see, it will be here on the right. You can see your damage while raiding. You can see the boss frame, you can see the threat meter and you can see your damage done all in one side. For healers it's a very nice add-on. Oh shit, if I die now. I don't want to die now. It's good, I have my shield cooldown. You have to get warm up for this. Now let me show you the loot window. It's changed, the damage changed. So basically you have nothing from the old Blizzard UI. And this, it's an X loot. It will follow your cursor, X loot window, and it will show more detailed stuff and wider so you can see them. The next things I added to the unit frames, as you can see, it's the cooldowns. If you want, you can remove the ones from the players. It will show cooldowns for every failure for Fire Blast. It will show cooldowns for the enemies. It's good for PvP. It will show cooldowns even on the target of target. Moving on now, like I said, the ring menu, and this is how it will look in raid /luf config. Okay. The minimap, I moved it from down there, I redesigned it, I reconfigured it. The only thing that will be shown on the minimap will be the mail here and the BGQ icon here. I redesigned the fonts on the damage meters, I configured it a bit, I redesigned the buff backgrounds and the way they look with a black border background, so they will match the UI and the action bars. Let me show you something. You will have the diseases shown in dark orange, curses on purple, poisons on green, and magic on blue. So sometimes when you get a disease you have to check, oh, it's curse or magic, something like that. You can move this, but this is not a design video. It's already made, like I said. Just install it if you like it. I'm gonna use it for raiding for sure. I have 2 copies of WoW. Other things I want to talk to you about this add-on. It has lazy pig /lazy pig. It's not configured. You can configure it yourself however you want. It has theory craft /TC. You can make the spells to show, for example, titles. Crit damage, nice. You can ignite, rolling ignite, DPS. You can show even the DPS. It has a lot of configuration. You can use it for the spells, how they look. It will show the base damage here. Crit for every spell with talents and without talents. You can calculate with this add-on. This is not a theory crafting guide. You have a lot of configuration. You can make here you have theory crafting, you have NPC scan. Let's say /NPC. Now you know about this. You can check my other videos with that, and I want to keep it short because I'm gonna make the other video in detail. And other things I want to talk to you. You have cartographer. You have a postal, you have the postal add-on, which is better than city mail mode because it picks out mail from the mailbox quite fast. It's like instant, tick, 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 instead of the city mail mode that it's quite slow. If you have a lot of stuff to pick from the mail, this is great. You have super macro, which is /macro. You have Atlas loot, which is /Atlas. That's why I removed them from there. So you get used to the / option menu. You can, if you don't like the damage fonts, you can reconfigure them to the default with /MSBT battle text, and you can disable, and would get you the normal ones. You have, oh, the Shagu plates. I haven't talked about the Shagu plates, which are very nice. As you can see on this guy here, you will see the CC under them, and between the health bar you will have a cost bar equal to the health bar, and underneath you will have the debuffs. Cooldowns, what else should I talk about? I modified the tiny tips. It will show on the mob a bit on the right so you can see it. If you put on the spell it will be a bit upper, but you can modify that as well. I modified. You have the full bar. This is why this add-on is so nice. Let me show you the CC. There. You have the full bar, and here you can see the location, coordinates, instances in this area, a lot of things. You have the clock, local time, server time, date. You have the durability frame. You can see how much it will cost to repair each item. That's not good to see. Maybe I'll remove that from there, but not. You have the frames here. Usually I get more frames. Now I have the shadow play turned on, and I think something is rendering on the background. It's hard to be a YouTuber. You can see the latency, bandwidth in, bandwidth out, the memory usage of their add-ons. So if something is fucked up, you can disable, enable, you can check. You have the backspace, you have the, oh, this one is nice, the gold gain per day. You can make a history and you can see how much gold you have on other characters when you, it's great. If you want to enable, disable features, here you have a lot. You just right click on the foobar and you have a lot of options. And I think I don't want to show you anything more. If you're interested, go to my next video. But first I added the Ox add-on, which is very important because this UI had nothing installed, not even Informant. So I added the Action House add-on, and I copied the database from Informant in it. So you have the vendor sell price for everything. You have on greens what they can provide in terms of shards, and even on epics, on sell price, buyout price. It's slightly upgraded to the Chronos auction house. It's nice to have. The Ox, just make sure you get, if you level quest in vanilla guide, I will provide the link for them. And if you want to know more about how to configure this, watch my next video. This one it's already made for raiding, for everything you want. And I hope you like it and you have fun. I surely do like it. It's clean on the top. It makes a more experienced, immersive gameplay. You can see better everything around you, and if you want to configure the casting bar, just that's all for today, guys. It's a weird thing that my bindings look like that, but after you set them, make sure you do a reload so they can fit perfectly into the bar, so they won't look like weird or something. There we go. They fit nicely, and all the settings are great. Okay. I think that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this UI. Bye bye until next video.